My name is Tyre Marcz, and I'm going to read Bloody Rituals in the Bible, Chapter 3, from That Can't Be in the Bible by Reverend Dr. Rod Mitchell. This book is offered for sale on Amazon, KDP. The link to this book is posted in the description of this video. Bloody Rituals in the Bible, an excerpt from That Can't Be in the Bible, Chapter 3, page 18 to 27 by Reverend Dr. Rod Mitchell. The bloody rites that were associated with the ritual and ceremony of the sacrifice of burnt offerings in the Old Testament were macabre, to say the least. From what I read, I can only hypothesize that the Bible exposes an ancient blood cult that many Christians aren't even aware of. The following short story is based on what the Old Testament tells us about the sacrifice of burnt offerings. Imagine yourself being inside a huge tent with several other people. It's dark outside and just as dark inside the tent, except for a torch that's burning and casting eerie shadows of wavering flames all around you. Beyond the crowd is an altar. It's box-shaped and has a large protruding ram's horn extending upward from each of its four corners. As if on cue, the people around you start chanting in an unknown dialect and murmuring in syllables of ecstasy. All of a sudden, there's a violent struggle at the opening of the tent. You quickly turn your head to look, and at the same time you try to make the fear that the commotion is causing you subside. You see a man in a ceremonial purple robe forcing a screaming and crying goat into submission. Once the goat's head is firmly wrenched within the man's forearm, he then pulls out a razor-sharp, sacred dagger from a sheath that's fastened at his waist. "I offer thee as a burnt offering unto the Lord." The man shouts as he drives the blade deep within the goat's throat and slashes it from ear to ear. Blood starts pumping out of the goat's severed jugular vein with a gurgling death moan, and the man in the robe becomes ecstatic as if bewitched by the life that he has just taken. Another man, also in a purple robe, rushes up to the blood-gushing carcass of the goat with a large ceremonial urn, and as if in a hurry not to waste a single drop of the offering's blood, starts collecting in the urn, lifting the animal's head over the opening so that the blood flows downward and directly into the base of it. When he gets all the blood that he can force out of the slash in the animal's throat, he then stands upright and holds the ceremonial urn up toward the sky and says, "Thine offer will make a sweet savor unto thee, O Lord." You then see him hurry through the crowd and up to the altar. At the altar, he dips the index finger of his right hand into the ceremonial urn and swirls around to the animal's freshly drawn blood until it's globbed all over his finger. He then raises his hand. As he does, the blood rolls back over his wrist and then down his forearm with a wave of his hand. He then turns and leans over the corner of the altar and begins smearing the warm blood on his finger all over the ram horns. The people in the ceremony with you begin to get excited, as if they anticipate something they've been waiting for about to happen, and they start crowding up closer and closer to the man in the purple robe at the altar. Soon the man in the purple robe finishes his ritual of smearing blood on the ram horns at the altar, and then turns and begins pouring the rest of the blood on the floor around its base. As he does, the blood oozes across the floor and smears and splashes as it hits the ground. When he finishes pouring the blood which sanctifies the altar of burnt offerings, he then turns around and starts coming towards the congregation. The people in the crowd began to go into a frenzy as they pushed by one another, trying to be the first one up to the man with the bloody urn. You can't believe what you're seeing. The man with the ceremonial urn begins sprinkling the remainder of the animal's blood on the people in the congregation. This concludes my reading of Bloody Rituals in the Bible, an excerpt from That Can't Be in the Bible by Reverend Dr. Rod Mitchell. There are 17 complete chapters in Rod's book, and they're all as gory as this one. And that makes me wonder if Jeffrey Dahmer read it too.